Yo, we got the fresh trim. We got the fresh trim. We're looking hella fresh. You may be happy right now. You may have everything you want. You've got all that instant gratification. You don't mind doom scrolling. You don't mind gaming. You don't mind going on porn. Maybe you're in university and you're living it quite easy right now. You're relaxed. You're going to your lectures, but you have a lot of free time and you're just kind of doing what you want. So why does it matter? You're happy. But maybe you'll get to a point, and maybe you already have, where you'll think to yourself, how much time am I wasting? What I bet you won't be thinking is, how much is my future self going to suffer? Or maybe you've gone to that point. Maybe right now, that you watching this is your future self, and you are suffering. You clicked on this video for a reason. You feel lost. You don't know where your life is going to go. You don't know what the next choices of your life is going to be. You're in university, but you don't know what you want to do. You're just floating along through life. You don't know where it is that you actually want to go. But you don't know how to get yourself out of this rut. I remember exactly when I decided to stop everything. Where I decided to make a massive change in my life. God damn, it's so cold out here, I'm getting the sniffles. The 5th of January, 2023. Oh my god, the wind. Although that's not technically correct, since that's when I had my accident. I didn't actually make a change until 2 days after my accident. And so that was the 7th of January 2023 is when I made a change. And if you could relate to anything that I just said, anything at all, then this can help you. My name is Wada, and I help other young men like me take back control of their lives. You see, you've got the perfect man, right? The perfect specimen of man, the top 1% man, the future you, the dream version of yourself that you see, who embraces himself in nature, embraces delayed gratification, practices in all the good habits. He walks around in nature and he feels complete one with himself. And then when he walks around in town and he looks around, what does he see? He just sees instant gratification, this addiction everywhere. Technology, doom scrolling on social media, porn, just sees it everywhere. Everywhere he looks, every nook and cranny where he looks around, this is all he sees. It's ingrained into life. And guess what? Life, for most of us, is unhappy, depressing, or anxious. You feel either one of these, maybe all of them. I mean, why wouldn't it feel like this when so much of the life that's real, like I'm outside right now and it's fucking -2 degrees and I'm freezing my balls off, but I'm outside in the real life. I'm not surprised that so much of life is so depressing when so much of it is in the virtual. It's not real. It's not in the real world. Think back to the times where you weren't immersed into technology, into the virtual world, where you were completely immersed into the real world, the physical world, where you could touch grass, go out, jump in puddles, climb trees. I mean, this was probably when you were a child. Your childhood is probably the time where everyone was like this. Granted, nowadays, most people's childhoods are kind of, shit. Like, a lot of people suffer from a lot of childhood traumas, a lot of bullshit. But there was one time that you would have enjoyed, that you would have immersed yourself in just nature. I know this because it is for everyone, at least once, especially in the Western world. Me, I grew up with I'm half Asian, so I've got an English dad, Asian mum. I lived with my Asian mum, right? And I had a very strict upbringing, as you can probably guess. I mean, not in a bad way, not in a bad way at all. But like, I had a strict upbringing. But I still, despite all that, I remember clearly good days, where I was at my mum's house and my dad was back in town. He wasn't traveling. He was at home with us, and we were out cycling. I was 10 because I didn't know how to fucking ride a bike because I'm just stupid. I just didn't know how to ride a bike. So my dad taught me, and I was out with mum, and I was out with my little sister. And I remember I was riding a bike, and I just couldn't get the head around it. I kept falling over. My dad would literally just look at me and laugh. He would just look at me and laugh at me, and he'd tell me, get up, all right, look forwards, and go faster. Go faster. He was laughing, so I was young. I was laughing. I didn't think it was a bad thing. So I just did exactly what he said and went faster, and I proceeded to fall over again. But I then learned how to ride a bike, and I enjoyed it. All those times that I fell onto the grass, grazed my knee, got mud all over my knees. I felt really good. I felt happy, honestly. It's equivalent. The amount of times you ride your bike and fall over equals cure to depression. Obviously, this isn't scientific research, so like, don't just get on your bike and start falling over, but go on your bike and go out, touch grass, climb a tree, jump in puddles. And you're probably going to sit there and be like, oh, wait, but I don't want to because it's weird. People are going to record me. Right, because it's weird to go out into real life and immerse yourself into nature and do normal shit than it is to record someone in public. I personally think if I'm going out and I'm climbing a tree, I'm jumping in puddles, right, and I feel really good and happy and I see someone recording me, I'm going to fucking wave them hello. And I'm going to think, all right, you're recording, which is kind of weird, but like, you know what, you do you. I'm having fun. If you're having fun, who gives a shit? And the thing is, in this world right now, you are completely and totally surrounded by technology. And you're just one guy. And if we're going to be completely honest here, you're not that great, okay? You're not the top 1% man. You're not Iman Gadzi. You're not Hamza Ahmed. You're not Andrew Tate. You're not Andrew Huberman. You're just an average dude. Much more like me. Against the masses and masses of amount of other people on social media, doom scrolling, social media itself and technology itself. These are smart people who built all of this. There are smart people out there, creators on Instagram who know how to entrap you to keep watching their reels and stuff. You know that stupid technique where they like, what is it? They loop the end of the video. So they put the beginning of the video at the end of the video, so you don't know when the video on the reel ends. So when you get to the end, it replays like instantly. It just smoothly goes into the beginning again to keep you watching, so they get more replays on their reels, so they make more money. These are smart motherfuckers. And you're just one guy against all of this, against all those other people who are doom scrolling. So the fact that you're making any progress at all, a single, even a smidge of progress, that's commendable. That's fucking amazing. This world is built so where self-improvement, right, being on self-improvement should be impossible. It shouldn't be done. It shouldn't be a thing that's able to be done. Yet you're on it. Hopefully, you better fucking be. And so many other people are on it. Be proud of the good habits that you're doing. Of all those little good habits that you're doing. Be proud of the progress that you're making. Like today, right? Yesterday, I went to the gym. I did legs. You know, did the legs. I haven't been posting a lot recently for like this past week because I've been going to the gym a lot. I've been going a lot. You know, we're gonna become the most wham Asian motherfucker out there. We're gonna become massive, right? It's gonna be great. I've been putting in a lot of effort. And yesterday I did legs, right? And yesterday my legs didn't hurt as much. But today, oh my God, they hurt so much. Like walking up to my back garden right now, I was waddling. I felt like I was just butt fucked by another man. Like it was horrible. But I'm also really glad that they ate like this, because that means I'm making progress. You're not going to see progress in the first week. You're probably not even going to see it in the first month. You're probably going to see progress from hitting the gym in the first 2-3 months. But I had a friend who's going to the gym with me who explained that those first 2 months to 3 months will be the biggest amounts of progress and change. And you will look so good. Like that will be like, you won't see anything for the first 2 months and 3 months. And then suddenly you're going to see loads of change all at once. And then it will keep progressively improving over time. Like I'm proud of this progress that I'm making. You see all those people who are doom scrolling with you. Yeah. All those people on social media who make you doom scroll more often, technology, they're your competition, right? Fuck them. Fuck the competition. If your competition is just some other dude who's just sat there like scrolling on his phone, I don't have my phone on me so I can't demonstrate. I got a book. If they're just doom scrolling, like you can easily outmaneuver them. You can easily overtake them in this competition. You see, this world that makes it impossible to be on self-improvement, that makes it impossible to take a step back from technology, to sit back from technology and embrace the outside and focus on yourself. This world makes it impossible to do that. With all the things that are in this world, it shouldn't be possible, but it is. And right now you may be the sad guy who's sitting on the opposite of this camera, who's watching this video, who's going like, oh, but Wilder, I'm watching too much YouTube again. I'm gaming too much. Oh, I'm bored. I'm lonely. It's late at night. I'm going on porn again. But I feel bad. I know I shouldn't. And then you've got the other guy, who's the aggressive guy. He's not the sad guy. He's the aggressive motherfucker, where he looks at YouTube and he goes, oh, you know what? Fuck this shit. I hate this shit. I absolutely despise it. Gets off it. oh, I hate gaming, absolutely hate it, just doesn't go on it ever again. Who has this aggression. I had this aggression swell when I was the typical college student who was not smoking but vaping a lot. Every single party I went to. I remember when on the 7th of January when I stopped and I got rid of all of that. I remember literally being so aggressive to it, like, oh, I absolutely fucking despise vaping, and anyone who vapes as well. Like, absolutely despise it. I had one of those, like, vapes that is, like, not those disposable ones, like a big boy one, which you can recharge. So the full-on nitty, where I left it at someone's house that I drove to, and then drove back the same night when shouldn't have. And then I remember them saying, oh, let me give it back to you. And I said, no, keep it. I don't want it. And they binned it as well. So good on you. Well done, Shark. They probably aren't going to be watching this, but like, nice. Absolutely hated and despised that shit. And you've got to have a little bit of aggression, because the aggressive guy is the one who's going to make progress, not the sad guy, the guy who's feeling sorry for himself. Oh, shut the fuck up. Okay, stop it. You've got to have that little bit of aggression. You've got to update your self-image. You've got someone who's like saying, oh, it's actually starting to rain. You've got someone who's saying, oh, I'm quitting. Oh, it's so cold. My hands are so numb. I'm quitting, right? Oh, I'm quitting vaping. I'm quitting smoking. I'm quitting gaming. I'm quitting instant gratification. I'm quitting doom scrolling. Shut the fuck up. You're not quitting. You either quit or you haven't, right? Stop saying I'm quitting. If you have the image of yourself that I'm quitting, that means you have the image of yourself that I will get back to it someday. That, oh, I'm quitting, so I have the possibility of failing. Or you have the person who says I've quit. You go up to someone and they oh, do you want a cig? Right? Do you want this vape? And they're saying, oh no, I'm trying to quit. Right? I'm quitting. They're going to be like, oh, come on. Everyone's intoxicated. When you're under the influence, everyone does stupid shit. Unless you got a guy that comes up to you who's a little bit, he's like, oh, do you want this vape? And you're like, no, I quit. He's like, oh, come on. Like, no, I quit. It's a bit, he's got a little bit of aggression. But the other person's going to be like, okay, you've quit. Right, okay. They're not going to pressure you again. You see, you got to be that person. You've got to update your self-image to where you're the person who's quit all the bad habits. If you want to get out of this rut and you want to fix your life and you don't want to be lost, just floating through life, then this is how you do it. You've got to update your self-image. You've got to have that goal, whatever that goal is. Maybe it's going to the gym. Maybe it's going on runs. Maybe it's that marathon. Whatever that goal is, you've got to ingrain it into your self-image. This future you, this future self that you have in mind. You see, I also have, that's my YouTube script. This book, I don't know if this is like backwards or not. Hopefully it's not. If it is backwards, you're going to have to use a brain cell to like flip it. The Way of the Superior Man by David Didier. I definitely butchered that name. One of the best books I've ever read. I have a link in the description which you can click, you can buy it. It just takes you to Amazon. It's like 10 quid, I think. It's like 12 quid. It's barely anything. And for the price that it is, it's genuinely helped my life. It helps me understand basically self-improvement, not just that, the spiritual side of things, going out into nature, how to fix your life. Not just that, it also helps with if you're basically Polish, right? You're on self-improvement, you're going to the gym, you might start going to all that stuff because you want bitches, you're holeless. This also helps you with that, helps you understand. So I highly recommend this book. Honestly, highly recommend it. If you don't know where to start, this is a good place to start. I read like a chapter every single morning as I've got my coffee. It's genuinely the best thing I've had. Also, if you click the link that I've got in my description, then I get like a penny if you buy it. That 1 penny, it's gonna take me far, you know. I need that penny. Hopefully this helped you out. Stay consistent and do the best you can. Love you, bro. Well, or fuck me.